We like to call talk of ours tonight liberation of the planet, a positive message of hope, peace, prosperity for this planet, and the great changes that are coming about as we move forward into the year 2013.
Let's bring on the bridge of the mothership, Cobra. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for this kind of invitation. It is a wonderful opportunity to extend our mission to the next level, because there are so many things that are about to take place, and the general population of this planet needs to be prepared.
Very good. Well, you just start wherever you wish.
I'm going to begin with the general plan. I will not reveal the whole plan. I will just reveal as much as I can at this moment, because there are still many elements which are not yet to be disclosed.
Understood.
But there is a general plan for the planetary liberation. There are very strong and very powerful forces of light working behind the scenes to change the situation on this planet. And I think most people are aware, quite aware, that there is something wrong, especially with the financial system and how the system is created, how it is set up.
Yes.
And these things need to change. What is going to happen is a so-called financial reset. This is going to totally transform the way the finances are done on this planet. Because as the financial system that we have now is under the tight control of a very small group of people who is controlling the planet through the financial system.
Yes.
Actually, this financial system was imported from the Orion constellation thousands and thousands of years ago. The general principles of how to control a population through the finances were developed in other places throughout the galaxy a long time ago. It was practiced many times. And this has been introduced in Sumerian times on this planet and then expanded through the Roman times. And now this small group is controlling people through the finances, but their control is about to be over, simply because the critical mass of humanity is becoming aware of what's going on. And this is the key factor here. If a critical mass of people, a certain number of people, becomes aware of what's happening, the control cannot go on any longer. And therefore, there are certain forces working behind the scenes that have already created an alternative financial system that will be activated at the time of the event. This new financial system will be much more fair to everybody involved. But as you know, basically human nature on this planet is not perfect, and this is one of the reasons for those delays. Because even the positive forces, the people inside the positive forces have their own motivations, their own little agendas, and all this needs to be harmonized. And when it will become harmonized, then this is one of the factors for the event, for the final breakthrough to happen. The event is the final breakthrough of the light forces on this planet, and it has many aspects. It has the physical aspect, and it has the energetic aspect. The energetic aspect being the vibrational breakthrough on the planet, because we don't have just the physical plane. We have the higher energy planes like the etheric plane, the astral plane, and there are also controlling factors, controlling beings existing on those planes and controlling humanity spiritually. And the light forces are making great progress. And at a certain point, there will be an energy breakthrough on the energy planes, which will then manifest on the physical plane as the reset of the financial system. At the same moment, when the reset of the financial system happens, there will be mass arrests of those people who were controlling humanity. Those people will be taken into custody and they will be given fair trial, but they will not be allowed to have any access to any positions of power in their lives any longer.
Now, how is this tied into these ones who are going to be doing the arresting? Are these Earth people? Are they part of the resistance, or are they the leaders and therefore sort of set above the resistance, or are they just part of it?
There are many positive groups involved in this operation. Basically, we have people inside the military all around the world, in the United States, in Russia, in China especially. There are people who are called the positive military, and their motivation is to bring justice back to humanity.
Which military? They're called? Tell us again, what are they called?
Positive military. Positive military. Gotcha. It's like a description of this group. They're basically beings who have incarnated in positions of power with a purpose of transforming how the military is run and operate on this planet. So these are the ones who will be at the background when the arrests happen. Then we have positive people inside the police forces, which will be ones making the arrests around the planet. And it will be a coordinated action at the same moment everywhere around the planet. And this operation would not be possible without the tactical and intel support of the resistance movement. And I will just briefly describe now the resistance movement. I will speak about that more in detail later. So basically, there is an underground civilization living in the crust of this planet. There are actually many underground places, many underground cavern systems. And this positive civilization has connected those cavern systems and underground dwellings with their very high-speed trains. They have advanced technology. They are connected physically with the Pleiadians and other extraterrestrial races. Some people have called this underground civilization the Agartha Network. It is known as the Agartha Network. But there were some reinforcements made lately. So the resistance movement is actually giving humanity, first, they give humanity spiritual support. They are stabilizing the situation on the planet, and they are giving humanity physical support. They are the ones who have been preventing many negative scenarios from happening. They were the ones who were actually preventing World War III. They have cleared the nuclear threat completely from humanity. They have cleared the threat of biochemical weapons from humanity. And they are the ones who are actually ensuring that only the positive timelines for the future of the planet are now possible. So this is one of the great victories of the December 21st activation. All the negative timelines, all the negative future timelines for humanity have been erased. So there is zero possibility for World War III, for any type of nuclear exchange, for any type of chemical weapon exchange on a mass level.
Now, can you tell us how they are preventing this? I mean, we know that alien craft appear to show up around these bases whenever nuclear tensions escalate. Are these people or these entities, are they in these craft that show up around these bases?
The craft that were seen around the nuclear missile bases were basically Pleiadians. Pleiadians had, for all time, they had a technology to block most of the nuclear weapons. I would say they were able to block maybe 90% of nuclear weapons, but they were not able to completely erase the nuclear threat.
Right.
Therefore, the resistance movement ground crew, their agents, their field agents on the surface of the planet have infiltrated those nuclear facilities and have deactivated the nuclear weapons in a way I'm not allowed to describe right now. But basically, the cabal, the controlling forces, are not able to activate any of the nuclear bombs. It is not possible.
Amazing.
And they don't understand how that works. Basically, there is technology which is far beyond the understanding of the controlling forces.
Oh, understood.
And the resistance movement field agents have disabled all the nuclear weapons in a way that the cabal cannot understand.
Okay. Rob, do you have anything to supplement this with?
Well, I can say that what Cobra is saying is exactly in alignment and attunement with my information that I had been receiving for many years, that I knew that this was going to be taking place. I knew that the power of the technology of the Agartha Network in conjunction with the Galactic Federation of Light was capable of doing this. The details of making this happen on the planet was very alluding to me. I kept wondering why it wasn't happening. As an Earth human living down here in it, we say, why don't you just do it? But there's a divine thing that's taking place. It's literally a holographic insertion of timelines, and that's like the projector technology and all these things that go beyond into the quantum field.
All right, Rob Potter and Cobra are with us tonight, and now we've been talking about a little bit about the event, the resistance. Let us know, why is Earth in this great big vast expanse of space? Why is Earth so important, or so it would seem?
I will first answer the second question. Planet Earth is a very special position because it has been chosen from on high to be the acupuncture point for the transformation of the cosmic drama of duality, the cosmic drama of interaction between light and darkness. And it was always a paradise planet. It was a very special planet. And the life forces have chosen it as one of the primary stronghold, and also the dark forces have chosen it for the same purpose. And there was, for the last for many thousands and thousands of years, this was one of the primary areas of conflict between the light and the dark. And basically, the last battle is happening right here. All the rest of the universe has been already liberated from the dark forces, and it is their last stronghold. And therefore, all the attention of all the light forces throughout the galaxy is directed towards this tiny little planet. And as we are going towards the process of the planetary liberation, this very last planet will be liberated. And it will actually be a fulfillment of a very old galactic prophecy that there will become a time when the galactic network of light will be completed and darkness will be no more. And we are about to enter this time now. And this was written in all the old prophecies about the Golden Age, about Satya Yuga. All that is actually coming into manifestation in our very lifetime. We are right now in the process of manifesting this. In the last year, 2012, was a major breakthrough in this process. The activation on December 21st was actually the milestone, the turning point in this process. And now it will be much easier from now on to manifest this golden age, to create the final liberation of the planet, and then finally join the galactic community, the galactic society as an equal planet. Finally, humanity will be able to join the galactic forces of light.
Who are the light entities?
Okay, basically, you see the galaxy, as the galaxy is structured, there is always a central sun in the middle, and there is a double spiral of stars rotating around this central sun. And usually what happens is that this central sun is a source of higher evolution. All the races and civilizations that develop near the central sun are usually the most advanced. And it is the same thing happened in our own galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy. Yes. And those races who have reached a certain level of development have connected with each other and created something which is called Galactic Confederation. It is a loose confederation of advanced races who have chosen to live in peace and harmony. And their objective is to create a galactic network of light where every being in this galaxy would have the same status, the same love and light existence. And
when you say every being in the galaxy, do you mean every life form?
Yes.
Or just the ones that you would call people or
every life
galactic
form
citizens? Are we talking about animals and fish?
We're speaking about animals, humanoid life forms, non-humanoid life forms. Actually, the Galactic Confederation is an overseer of evolution in this galaxy. And many representatives of the Galactic Confederation have gathered around this planet in their motherships. There are many motherships of the Galactic Confederation right now, at this moment, orbiting the planet on the physical plane, but they are cloaked so that they cannot be detected by the Cabal. They cannot be detected by the spy satellites, by the military forces, by the negative military forces. But they are here, waiting for the right moment to intervene on the planet. But before they can do that, certain conditions need to be met.
Well, let me ask you this. If they do not intervene on the planet, what would happen?
Well, they will intervene on the planet.
But I mean, if they did not, what would the fate of the planet be?
Okay. Basically, what they were doing already was they were stabilizing the tectonic plates. They were stabilizing the rotation of the Earth of the Earth around its axis. And without their intervention already, there will be drastic cataclysms taking place. They have been preventing nuclear war many times over. So basically, without their assistance and intervention, humanity would not be alive. This species would be extinct at this point.
Okay. And
they continue to work behind the scenes with their energy field, with their technologies, and they're waiting for the right time for more open intervention.
Oh,
more open intervention can only happen when the controlling forces are removed, because the controlling forces are holding humanity hostage. So if the light forces of the Galactic Confederation would make an intervention right now, the Cabal would, in retaliation, create a lot of violence worldwide. And this is the reason why the first contact does not happen, because everybody's asking this question. Why the Galactic Confederation doesn't show up? Simply because the humanity would have to pay the price by the dark forces.
Understood.
So first, this problem of the dark controlling forces have to be resolved, and only then the Galactic Confederation will appear. The Pleiadians have said to me directly, personally, they will not appear en masse before the Cabal is arrested. We will not have any drastic cataclysms on this planet. The transition will be smooth, thanks to the Galactic Confederation. The second thing they do is they send spiritual energy to humans so the humans would awaken to their soul presence and to awaken those who have been incarnating on this planet from other star systems, so-called starseeds. Those are beings who have been incarnating for many lifetimes here but are not actually originating from this planet. And the Galactic Confederation is awakening them to their missions because each of those, I would say, extraterrestrial human beings who are now incarnated in various positions, in various life situations, has a certain mission to do in the planetary liberation process. And again, apart from the Galactic Confederation, we have many races, many extraterrestrial races who actually belong to the Galactic Confederation, but also have a very strong involvement with human population. The first among them is the Pleiadians. The Pleiadians have been instructing human race for thousands of years, and they have also contacted me many years ago. They have given me certain information and a certain mission, and I am now carrying out this mission. I'm in constant connection with the Pleiadians. This is not a channeling connection. It's a certain other type of connection, a communication, which is very secure, and they give me intel for the planetary liberation, and I'm allowed to reveal part of that intel to humanity. It is very important to understand that the reason I have to cloak my identity is to be able to release that intel. I would, of course, be able to release everything about myself today, but then I would not be able to speak about what I know. So this is the choice I had to make. Because some of this intel is of a sensitive nature, and actually you would find very few people who are really speaking of what is happening behind the scenes. There is a lot of disinformation out there, there is a lot of speculation out there, but very few people who have a real contact with real positive forces of light which go beyond this planet.
There's many different groups here, and they will be presenting themselves in the future. And I know that Cobra wanted people to understand that within the etheric and the astral planes around the planet, there is a free-floating type of reptilian life form. If you can imagine like the little dust particles that are floating around, there's like these little kind of like amoeba-like forces in the astral plane which have the ability to attach themselves to the human aura. And they actually work in concert to create conflict in the emotional feeling nature of individuals. Now, we have the power within us through the power of our decision and through entering the silence and through controlling our consciousness energy fields to reject these types of feelings and these thoughts and to live harmoniously with each other. But believe me, John, it is a slippery slope, and it's tilted against us by the nature of the technology. I'll also say that Cobra has revealed that these negative forces have controlled the incarnation grids of the planet. An incarnation grid is basically how people incarnate on the planet. They literally control it, the dark forces, so that, for instance, if you want to control the money, you reincarnate. If you're a reptilian with this ability and understanding, you would incarnate into the Rothschilds again and again. You're the same being amassing the massive forms of wealth, and you have the ability to remember your past lives and go through certain type of understandings, and you wake up and you continue on your mission, which is planetary enslavement and control of the planet. That's how they've done it through centuries and thousands of years. People think, oh, it's just human nature. No, human nature has been manipulated, corralled, and controlled by these forces through creating systems that are designed to utilize humanity's weak spots. Most of these have been cleared from the planet now. There's only a few left. and they are in human bodies, and they're called archons.
Yeah.
They're very powerful. They live behind the scenes. They are in the what's known as the black nobility of the planet. They're the major players. A few of them are in the political structure and various places around the planet, but most of them are well hidden in the Jesuits. They like to use the religions because that's been part of their mind control cult. They like to set up on the vortex sites around the planet churches where they control the people. In fact, the Rothschilds had been financing cell phone mind control microwave towers within the spires of churches around the planet, which are on vortex points. There's lots of things that people don't understand. So what we do, the light force is activated around the planet in spiritual consciousness, and we're utilizing these pyramid ascension type of chambers or healing fields that will access. We create artificial time warp zone event horizons where we, through a feedback loop between the consciousness and your thoughts, you utilize the crystals and lasers, you can amplify your thought forms. Now we have a human amplified with a natural organic technology that can overcome this technology. There are individuals who are engaged in very hostile type of assaults on humanity. I've mentioned them before: chemtrails, vaccination, fluoridation of water, genetic altering of foods, HARP, mind control programs, outright deceit and lies, manufacturing false flag attacks, and creating wars for profit, drug dealing. The list goes on. And
yes.
We don't want to dwell in negativity here, but there are forces behind this. You can find out about archons, reptilians, how they work through the government. And some of them are human-based, and some of them are actually extraterrestrials. Now, there have been great strides made recently behind the scenes in removing much of the negative extraterrestrial bases and removing the deep underground military bases from the cabal, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the international mentors that have created the financial tyranny complex. And if you go to divinecosmos.com, David Wilcock's site, there's tremendous information there. American Kabuki has been revealing some tremendous stuff going on behind the scenes. There's some actions taking place, creating the legal leverage to allow for some major arrests to take place. What Cobra has said is that these arrests will not take place until they're orchestrated by the Galactic Federation and the resistance movement, who will aid Earth military and police force allies in enforcing what's known as the Galactic Codex.
Gotcha.
Arresting individuals on this planet, removing them from positions of power, and also fallen extraterrestrial beings who will be judged actually on motherships for genetic manipulation of humanity and interfering with our free will for over 26,000 years. That's what we're about, is about exposing the truth, what's been taking place here for the last 26,000 years. A lot of positive things are coming forward. There's healing technologies. The hydroparticleized silver that electrocutes and kills all of the bacteria in the body. There's amazing technologies that we have that are coming forward. As I said, the free energy devices will be coming out. We'll pull the engines out of our car. We'll put a briefcase-sized electromagnetic machine. Lots of wonderful healing technologies coming forward in the future.
What's your understanding of these technologies similar to those that were given to Dr. Bell and you that are supposed to be used for healing the planet? And just fill us in on that a little bit.
Technologies that we developed, that if you read my site there, I talk about the portal light healing chambers. If people read about the promise revealed and stuff, basically what we're doing is we're interacting with the Mother Earth's grid forces on the planet. There's a very high technology called scalar fields and tachyon energies. We create feedback loops utilizing crystals, lasers, sound, and color to the level that we're able to with our technology. You got to realize that extraterrestrials, the Galactic Federation, have tremendous technologies that are way beyond ours. If they were to intervene with too much, again, we would get reaction. So
yes.
It requires the stealth of us down here. Cobra has much more wonderful information to share in regards to this. But I can tell you there are many different forces here around the planet who are working, and we're not the only individuals. We're not special. I'm very human. I get angry. We all have our foibles. We're just working very hard, best we can, to help bring this about and to prepare people. And the more people are aware, the more we can make this go forward.